Hmm.
Sweetie.
Oops. Okay.
There we go. Autonomous meeting is at 10:30.
All right, Cameron, it's all yours.
Okay. So the only ones we have missing then, Kevin, I believe, is Pam and Paul. Okay. Motion, did you guys all see the minutes? I didn't receive any reports myself. I looked, Kevin, on that stuff that you sent me, but I didn't see any reports.
Those reports for what exactly?
That came in from everybody. I couldn't
All the
open Paul's
reports.
report.
All the reports are in this draft meeting or minutes for tonight.
Okay.
I do have a report from Paul for the corresponding secretary.
Yeah, I couldn't open his report, but okay.
Yeah, his report was submitted in Pages, which is
Okay.
a product, so you won't be able to read it if you
Yeah,
are.
okay. That was the problem.
Yeah.
All right, we need a motion to approve the minutes from last meeting.
Oh.
Also move.
Was
That
that
was
Joe?
Joe.
Yes.
We have a second?
I'll second. It's Donna.
Any discussion? Anybody, anything to add? All in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. Okay. So President's report. I just talked about basically coming up with the nationals that's coming up and the hard work that everybody has been doing. And as you've seen from Sheila and her message, they're pretty much down to the nitty gritty and final pieces, and it's coming right along. So that's really good. Hopefully everybody will buy their dinner tickets, that kind of stuff, and get that in because they're counting on that now. I have to get mine in. And that's about it that I have. Report of the secretary. Kevin, any report?
Nothing additional.
Okay. Paul's not here, but his stuff was sent in. Report of the treasurer, Sheila.
Sorry that it was so late. Had some issues around here lately. A lot of doctor's appointments for morning. But I did have sent it out to everybody there at the last minute. There is a balance of 57,487.39 in the Wells Fargo and the PayPal accounts. PayPal has obviously gone up in the last 10 days because we're starting to see some more dinner reservations. The downside of the 57,000 is that QuickBooks, the QuickBooks that we've been using is outdated, no longer supported, no longer available to get any updates on personally owned copies of QuickBooks. They've gone to, as most software providers have, they've gone to a subscription basis and with annual renewals. And I'm still hoping I can pirate a version from the museum. But at the moment, everything I'm looking at online runs somewhere between 300 and 500, and it's an annual subscription thing. So we may have to be putting out some money. I think we can get the 300 to work just fine. We don't have a complicated system, so I don't need anything special, but I'm still doing some research on that. Other than that, yes.
Sheila, this is Donna.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the appropriate time, but I would say don't search, update, get the best you can that you feel that's adequate for our needs, and go for it.
I agree.
The only other possibility, and I haven't approached Donna from the Affenpinscher Rescue, is that there is a place called Tech Soup that will deal with nonprofit 501c3s. We're a C7, as are most clubs. So C3s can get major discounts from a lot of
Right.
software providers. Through Microsoft, we
Yes.
could get this for like 20 some bucks a year,
Oh, well,
but I would need to then turn around and reimburse Affenpinscher Rescue for it if we do go that route. Which is basically what I was using, was the Dalmatian Club of America's version on their foundation, which was a C3. And we hung in there as long as we could, but you know, we're kind of out of luck right now unless I can find somebody with a version that's not
Right.
being used anymore and I can kind of usurp it.
Guys, I'm sorry, I don't want to hear this because
Yeah.
basically you're talking about ways of avoiding copyright laws, and that's makes me
What?
nervous.
Plug your ears, Doug.
just spend the $300, guys. Come on.
Yeah, spend the
Yes,
$300, make it legal, do it right, and you have no
Yeah,
worries.
make it legal, do it right.
Okay, well, we can get that.
I'm not a board member, but boy,
Yeah. Sheila, this is Cam. This
Anyway,
is Cam- This is Cameron. Sheila, there's some
Yes.
stuff at Microsoft. I don't know that it's robust enough for you, but I'll send you what I have. I don't know that it's going to do the trick for you, but take a look at it and see. And then, yeah, if that doesn't work or whatever, I think that we need to go ahead and at least make the motion to buy the new piece. And if we need to go that route, we've already got the approval. So let's have a motion to do that.
I so move.
Second,
Any more discussion? All in favor? Say aye.
I
I just need to capture that motion, please. We have a motion on the floor to purchase QuickBooks for $300. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, you jumbled it. I mean, it was jumbled, not you, but
Yeah, Kevin, Donna made
yes.
a motion to go ahead and purchase the software that we need. And the
second,
range
Pam.
that seconded by, I'm sorry?
Pam seconded it.
Oh, Pam's here, seconded by Pam. And the range that we're looking at is 300 to 500, somewhere in there.
Yes, I-
Between 3 and 500.
don't think we'll hit the 5, but yes.
Okay.
No. Oh,
While Kevin's typing that, this is Pam. I have sent you, Sheila, a check for $100 from the Monkey Lovers of Huntington Beach Club, which will be supporting the concurrent specialty in January in Palm Springs.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, there will be more to come, but that's what we started with.
oh, good.
Okay, so we've got the motion, we've got the second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? And Sheila, I'll send that over to you tonight on that stuff that I'm talking about. But like I said, I don't know that it's robust enough for you. So, but yeah, take a look.
Okay, we'll do.
Okay. I need a motion to accept the officers' reports.
Motion for what?
Officers' reports. Can we not do that? Donna? Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Cameron.
I can hear you.
Okay, so we need a motion for the officers' reports. to accept?
Cameron, this is
Yeah.
Pam. I make a
Yeah.
motion to accept the secretary's report and the treasurer's report subject to audit.
Thank you. Second, we have a second?
I'll
I'll
second it.
Okay, so Pam is making a motion to accept the secretary's report and the treasurer's report subject to audit.
Yes. I don't know who seconded it.
Oh, I did.
Seconded by Donna.
Donna Wolf.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carried. Reports of the committees. I don't know that we have a report from Letitia, do we?
Yes,
We do have a
We
report.
do. Okay,
we have a
good.
report.
They just had their meeting too.
They did. She reported. Or am I dreaming this?
No, she reported.
Yeah, okay. I thought she had. AKC delegate under reports.
Yeah.
Reports of committees. She's the first one up.
Yeah, it's on the screen now. Oh, okay.
I do have a question.
Go ahead.
On her report, she mentioned that that the treasurer reported litter and dog registrations are down, but still contribute to 39% of AKC revenue. I was just curious, on our side of it, do we track litters? I mean, I don't know that we have a mechanism to do that other than through, I think AKC does a report annually.
Well, I know,
Hungry-
yeah, we usually pick that up, and that
Statistics?
has litters.
Okay, that's it though, right? And dog, it also gives dog
That's all I'm
registrations?
talking about.
Yep.
Okay, so it's an annual report. Who keeps that?
Paul,
Paul?
Paul used to
The
get that
corresponding
report.
secretary.
Okay. Also,
Yeah.
Paul has that for however long he's. Can you pull that from? I guess there's a history of AKC keeps.
Well, and I just to tell you guys, if you go back through old newsletters, the club newsletters, it's been published in the newsletter every year.
Mhm.
Yeah. I know that comes
Okay.
from Paul, and I don't know if they just send it to him or if he goes into the AKC message board.
It comes from AKC. It's sent to, I don't know if the presidents receive it, but it does come to the secretaries. I received it as well last
Okay.
year and the year before. I don't know if the corresponding secretary has traditionally sent it into the newsletter for publication in Acupuncture Club of America. I can tell you that for the Standard Schnauzer Club of America, it has never been published for the membership to see, as long as I have been a member. But it's good information to have. In the Giant Schnauzer Club of America, I was in a meeting last weekend where they published the data on breakdown by color registrations as well.
Ah,
And
Cool.
the parent clubs every year receive registration data from AKC directly unsolicited. But if any time we wanted to have additional data, we could always ask for it from AKC as a parent club. They will release it to us.
okay.
Donna, what I will do is I will contact Paul when he gets home. I'll send him an email and ask him if he's got that report for 23.
Okay, and if he keeps it and tracks it and just what does it tell us? Because I like the fact, it would be great to know, I mean, not great, but for trends and how we're doing year to year. And if there's a way to distinguish color. I mean, just so that we know, we have some information about dogs that are being registered and color and that kind of thing.
I'll ask him. I'll see what it says. I don't remember.
I don't remember it
No,
had
we-
color on it. It has litters and how many dogs registered.
Right.
Okay,
And it usually goes back. I seem to recall, and correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't it go back at least 3 years?
I don't know.
Don't know
I don't
that.
remember.
Yeah, I can't remember either. For some reason, I thought, at least it compares like, it'll compare 22 to 23 or something like that.
Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, but from a historical thing, it might be of interest to us to try to some way keep it. I don't, so we can see what's happening to the, if you will, preservation of our breed. How we're,
Mhm.
anyway, just a thought, something to consider.
We'll check into that. I'll ask him to check back and
Okay.
see if AKC will give him back reports or how that works or whatever, but I will do that with Paul.
Thank you.
Okay. Reader referral, Karen Mancini.
We do have
So,
a report, Karen. Sorry, Karen.
so that's, I really don't have anything new to add to that, except, yes, I did get a couple of calls from people from quite a while ago that were very happy and had gotten puppies. And, I think I may have told you in, last month that I got a call from someone who was here vacationing from Mexico. And she wanted me to find her a puppy before she left. She was going to be here for 6 days. So I
Get on it.
get on it. So I told her that really wasn't possible. And even if I was able to find an available puppy, the chances of a breeder letting it go to someone they hadn't met or didn't know and was leaving the country probably wasn't going to happen. So oftentimes people don't want to leave their state to get a puppy or whatever. The calls I got were people that did travel, and so they were all happy, and I felt like people were starting to understand patience in finding a puppy. So that's the only thing I'll add to that.
Handled very well, Karen.
Oh, thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, it's a hard thing, when these people, they don't want to wait till tomorrow. They want to go to Walmart. They want to pick it up today.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
liked her though when she said, "Well, I'm only here for a week, so you're gonna have to, get it to me." And oh well, sorry, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's not part of my job description.
There's so much scam on the internet anymore that almost sounds scam to me. So,
Right, it could have been. It could have very well been. Yeah.
yeah, who knows? Yeah, who knows? Okay, meet the breeds, Donna Wolf.
okay, I have nothing different to report than what's in my report. And because if you've read the newsletter, I'm trying to recruit people to get together and discuss how we might, other different ways to introduce the monkey dog to the public. Because Meet the Breeds isn't working for us.
Right.
I don't get that much interest in people wanting to participate or even bringing it up for a host club that may be having a Meet the Breed. I was thinking about going to Kerrville. I contacted Linda Ferris and she was not enthusiastic because she had her hands full, and quite frankly, I didn't feel like driving 5 hours and paying for a hotel to participate in Meet the Breed there. We did it once before and we had 2 people.
Oh, yeah.
So
That makes
anyway,
it
I'm gonna try to see if there's other ways that we can get information out to the public, and maybe through the website, maybe through other I don't know. Sky's the limit. We're gonna see what we can come up with if anybody's interested.
Mhm. Yeah, I think the only suggestion that we had that sounded good was trying to find these bigger clubs that were having Meet the Breeds at their shows. But then, we have to be in the area too. So that's
Yeah,
tough trying to
exactly.
find somebody that's going to be there.
just gotten so expensive hotels are expensive. There's just no way around it unless you want to, I don't know. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Okay. No report from Health and Welfare. Historian, no report, and
No
Internet
report.
coordinator vacant, Judges Education. Did everybody see the report that I sent in?
Yes.
There it
I
is, right there.
did.
Okay, our next Judges Education event will be in Perry. And that'll be put on by Pam Pete, myself, and Barry Lease. And we should have a pretty good turnout because there is a Judges Education event there put on by the cluster. So they're the ones that run that for us, and they get the signups and that kind of stuff for it. Pam, you're on the line, right? Pam Pete? I thought she was there.
You may have dropped off.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
She's on mute.
she's just muted is all.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. If you can hear me, Pam, I do have the illustrated standards for Perry, so I know you're probably running low with what you had, but I do have them, so that's covered.
But thank you, Cameron. That was one of the questions I had.
Yeah, I went through the inventory and to see what I had because I'm running kind of low too. I may have to get back with Jackie and you know, have some sent or have somebody pick some up or something like that. But I know that she's got them there. But I have enough for Perry, so we're good.
Okay, thank you.
Judges
Henry?
Education, yeah.
Do you know if Jackie is planning on being there?
As far as I know, they're planning on going, yes. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, it is the 12th. I was supposed to hear from them by the 10th for sure that they're going. I will follow up tomorrow and make sure that they are in fact going. So Terry,
Cameron,
yeah, go ahead.
it's Kathy here. I received a text from Jackie a few days ago, and she said she was looking forward to seeing everybody in Perry.
Good.
Good.
Okay, well, I'll follow up with that and make sure that all is good. And like I said, I haven't heard anything otherwise, and that was the arrangement in the contract. All right, very good. That's good news.
It's Pam. They are scheduled to judge in 2 weeks in Florida. So that may be a good indication.
Okay. Juniors coordinator, is Morgan Skeen on? I don't believe she is she?
She is not.
Well,
Okay, she's not.
Cameron will have to make sure that we invite her to future meetings because I did not have her on the distribution list.
Oh, you didn't. Okay. Okay, yeah, put her on there. She did have some questions. So I was hoping that she's going to be able to be here. She does have a couple of questions. I asked her to get in touch with Pam to see if she could answer them. I could not answer her questions because I just don't know. So we need to get with her and give her some help. And she's real excited about her position and looking very forward to filling that role.
Cameron, I did
Yeah.
speak with her this week, and he did put a report in the newsletter that there are some juniors who are looking for dogs that they could use in Perry in junior showmanship.
Mhm.
Because as you may not or may be aware, you do not have to own the dog anymore to be able to show it in juniors.
That's true.
So if you have anybody, if there is anybody, if they contact Morgan, if they have a dog or if they take that.
Yeah, apparently what she said, she has a junior, I don't know who this junior is, who wants to show a dog and they wanted to show an Affin and somehow got in touch with her. And so they're looking for somebody in Perry to be able to have this person, junior, I don't know, male, female, I don't know, to show a dog, but I know that that was one of her questions.
Well, I'll try to get a hold of her. I can bring an extra dog.
Hmm.
And since he's a therapy dog, he'll go well with her. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
marvelous, Joe. That's what we usually like. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he just loves people and he'll go good with her. So
no, that's good.
I'll
Well,
get a hold of her and see if she still needs one, and then I can bring him along.
Hmm.
I probably won't enter him, but I'll bring him along.
yeah, you won't have to enter them. I don't know that they need any information on the dog to enter in juniors. They need, I don't know if they need an AKC
Yes,
member.
The junior has to enter. The junior has to enter, and if they want to change the dog, they can do that on the day of the show.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
all right. Kelly Radcliffe, legislative liaison,
We did not get a report.
good not, okay. Meet the Breeds, Donna, we've already done that. I don't know why I have you in here twice, Donna, but hey, there you go. Let's go to membership. You have anything for membership, Donna?
Not any additional.
Okay.
I have had one response from someone reading the membership report from last month who is interested in working on, because I mentioned a committee or somebody talking about benefits. Why do I want to belong to this club? What's in it for me?
Mhm.
Focusing a little bit on what we can offer our members. And somebody called me up and said, I'm interested. So yay. People
Good.
do read the newsletter and they do read the minutes. So there we go.
Good deal. Newsletter editor, anything from Sherry Galligan? No report?
Nothing.
Okay, specialty
No.
liaisons, I don't think we have anything there.
We did
Sunshine
get
Committee,
reports.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry. For the specialty liaisons, we had reports from both 2024 and 2025.
Okay, we can do that. I think I have 25 listed under I thought I had it listed somewhere else. Anyway, okay, fine. Let's do that now. So Sheila, I think you can take the lead on that one. I mean, you're basically the go-to contact for all of that mess.
Okay, the reservations have already picked up since the newsletter came out, so dinner reservations are coming in again. We have plans to put out another quick blurb at the end of this month, probably 26th, 27th of March, to get everything wrapped up that we know of for the show and let people know what's going on. Dinner is well set up. Carol Duran's doing great. Lisa Waring's husband Michael, he picked up the trophies last Saturday and she's been trying to inventory them. One of the reasons I had wanted to get our hands on this before the premium list came out is just to make sure the inventory was correct. Unfortunately, on her initial count, and she will go through them again tomorrow, she's finding that some things that listed larger numbers have actually smaller numbers of them. And of course, they're already in the premium list. So she and I will have to go through what's in the premium list, what's in the boxes that were picked up, and see what we need to do. But we did cover by saying in the catalog it'll appear. It didn't appear, I don't think, in the abbreviated premium list, but in the catalog it for sure says we reserve the right to substitute. And we may have to be doing that. She's also pulled out the traveling trophies, and those are ready to go to the engravers. So we're good to go on that. Those will be ready down in Perry with proper names on them from last year.
And your plaques are all done, and I just have to go pick up the Award of Merit ones.
Super. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, Joe, did you make 3?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that means we have 4. because
Okay.
I actually have one here. So I'll bring that to just make sure it makes it in the pile. We're not going to be needing 4, but we have 4.
Wouldn't it be fun if we did?
Yeah,
It
right,
would.
yeah,
It would.
Sheila,
yeah.
Kathy here. I'm sorry for interjecting, but it just popped into my head. I had given Sally the boxes with the table skirts.
It's all in the
Those-
inventory. It's there.
That isn't in the inventory for sure, but her priority initially was to go through and pull out trophies and sort them by which show they belong to and repack them. And the skirts are in the inventory as having been to the dry cleaners and ready to go up again. So we should be okay on those. She and I are getting together by phone tomorrow and we'll go over this all again just to make sure.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that they didn't get left behind. And along those lines, I found one left in a box from Syracuse that was left behind for me, if you will. And so I'm bringing it, just so you know that there's one with me. But I just wanted to make sure that they didn't get forgotten about. So thank you very much.
You betcha.
Okay, Kathy. Sheila, thank you for your report. That's great.
Sheila, I do have one question. On
Of course,
Ralph-
Donna, you always have one
I know.
question.
I'm so sorry.
That's
On-
okay.
I know. On the Peraltas not being able to do their responsibilities,
Right.
are we doing, I mean, because there's judge and exhibitor hospitality chairs. So do we have replacements for those?
The actual hospitality is kind of a combination between Carol and then a group of us are getting together just to
Okay.
stuff the bags. Kathy's going to get there early. Linda and I will be there early, and we've got one other
Okay.
volunteer who will be there early.
Yeah, and don't
So-
forget about Carrie Defoe in Georgia. 'Cause she'll
Oh,
do it.
no, she is definitely on my list that,
Okay.
that, you know, if I can get her there, we'll have her help too.
Okay, 'cause
So
she
we've got
looks
that
like,
part of, yeah, we have that part of
Why?
the hospitality covered. And then Melanie's got a lot of experience in dealing with shows and all breed clubs and everything. So, and is not showing. So we've got that judge's hospitality covered as well. And basically, there won't be too much for the concurrent specialty because Azalea is already on the panel. The biggest one will be the day of our specialty.
okay,
Sheila, this is Pam. I'm judging in Alabama the weekend before, so Dave and I are also going to be there early. And we do not have anything entered, so we will also be available to help.
Excellent, and we will put you to good use.
I thought you might
Yeah.
like that.
and I don't know when Doug and I will be there, but sometimes Tuesday, we'll be there for sure Wednesday, so we can help. Or I can help. I don't know about Doug. I don't want to speak for him.
Sheila,
Yes,
Kathy here. I believe I have an RV on site reserved for Monday night, so I should be there on Monday. And so certainly can help, Tuesday with whatever Linda, I think, is planning on coming along the same timeline. And I wanted to offer up, if you wanted a place to store and pack the welcome bags on site, we can certainly do that in that rental RV that I have.
that would be great, because at this point, they are not sure they can give me a locked room of any sort. Due to the smaller size of our specialty, they kind of align the rooms up with the size of the specialty clubs that are needing rooms. So we may not have a locked room prior to that. So that would be great if we could do that, and then they'd be on site that day.
Yeah, so let's stick a pin in that. We can converse about this separately, but welcome. I think the RV we rented is like fits 6 to 8 people or something like that. And so there's plenty of room to store stuff in it.
Well, I would say, thank you.
So, and we can pack, and it's got an awning, and we can go outside and, pack things. If And if you guys want to, I can, you know how I brought tables for Oklahoma and we sat outside and ate and stuff. If you want me to, I can bring those tables and we can put it up at the RV and do that. You know, we did it out in North,
Okay,
you know, so just let me
Right.
know. Because
I
I'm
will
going-
let you know.
Okay, because I have to rent a cargo van to drive there. Because my RV is dead in the water at the moment. So I'm running a cargo van and packing all kind of shit in it and driving across country. So if you need me to bring those tables and whatnot, I'm certainly happy to do so.
Will do. I'll give you a buzz.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Kathy, let's talk about 25 real quick.
Okay. So I have an update from what I sent on Sunday to Kevin. Yesterday morning, something like that. Anyway, got approval, verbal approval from Kathy, the Bear County Kennel Club show chair, to have the concurrent on Sunday. And so that's what we're going to shoot for. What I'd like to do with regards to having that concurrent is have a discussion and vote by the membership at the annual meeting in April about whether we want to have it scheduled before or after the all breed ring time on Sunday. We would, with the concurrent, we would have juniors. And that is really, you know, the only way to do that and to make up for the loss of the show on Thursday, and adding a fifth opportunity. So we've got the approval. I actually sent her today a draft of a letter using the AKC template for you know, the agreement between us, what will be responsible, what they will be responsible for. So that's one document I sent to her to start that conversation. The other thing, she asked me to draft the letter that we need from the host club to send to AKC, saying that they authorize us to have the national and the concurrent and the supported entries. So I drafted a letter, sent it to her for her to review and edit and put on their letterhead and whatnot. I did tell her to send it back to me. I guess my question for the board is that okay, or does it need to go to Cameron?
Kathy, there is, and I'll find it. There's a form for that from AKC that the host club just simply signs.
I couldn't find that under forms.
Yeah.
I found all the stuff about, you know, if you, and it brings up a question I have for you too, but I found out, you know, I found all the whole forms. I know you sent me the thing, but I was out there and there was, I searched around, could not find anything on the AKC site. I know from being the specialty liaison for the Arapahoe Kennel Club, we just crafted our own letter and sent it to like the Great Dane Club or the Metro Mile High Kennel Club to say, yeah, you know, we authorize you to have your specialty with our all-breed show. So I went that route.
Okay, if you want the AKC one, I will send it to you. If not, then send it in with your application, and if they accept it, then they're good. That's all.
Okay, well, if you find something, hey, you know, I'd like to put it in my inventory of forms and standard forms and whatnot. So happy to have it, and you know, I can replace it what I sent to Kathy. But anyway, so that is accomplished. We've confirmed the dates because of leap year and making sure that, you know, because they have a fixed week and it changes year to year, confirming the dates, just so it's very clear. It would be July 11th would be the All Breed show and the toy club, the Alamo Toy Club show. July the 12th would be the national, the auction, the annual meeting, and July 13th would be the All Breed show and a concurrent. And within the concurrent, we would have junior handling, no sweepstakes. And my question for you that I just popped in my head is, can we and should we do a 4 to 6 month puppy with the concurrent? I don't see us having time on Saturday to do that as part of our national, because it's considered a separate event. But would we want 4 to 6 month puppy on Sunday? Or do we have too much going on as it is?
That's a tough one because it's just gonna be for athletes pinchers with a concurrent specialty, right?
Right.
It's actually considered a separate event. And it has
Oh,
to
yeah.
have, gets its own, show number, event number.
It does, but you're not inviting Dalmatians and Rottweilers or anything, right?
Correct. It would, I'd have to find
It's just Athens, yeah.
just Athens. And if we're already doing an all breed classes on Sunday, plus the concurrent with juniors, that, again,
Well,
do we want to do that? I mean, is it worth it? People tend to evacuate the premises as early as possible on the last day.
so it doesn't seem like it would be that big of a lift. And it's going to have its own event number. What's the fee for the club to make that application though, to have that separate event for the beginner puppy? It may only have like maybe 3 or 4 entries maximum.
I can tell you in just a minute here. Keep talking and I'll look it up.
Okay.
And it's not going to draw a very large entry, but it would be at least an opportunity for the baby puppies to have an experience with the ring and not be unentered dogs on the premises, and maybe draw a few more entries for us. So I don't have necessarily any reason not to do it. It's just not going to be a huge event. You know what I mean?
No, it wouldn't be a huge event. And, I wanted to ask that question and also ask the question about, when would we put judges education into that schedule? Because it's pretty packed. Will we do that on Friday?
You want to do judges education as early in the event as possible.
Yeah.
Right, and my original plan is we would have had it on Thursday.
Yeah.
Because there's the 2 shows on Friday. And so, but with the loss of the Thursday show and now you have 2 shows on Friday, that just feels to me like the only day to do judges education.
Is judges education if we can do it in the morning, and hopefully our ring time will be in the afternoon. Then maybe we can, you could put it in the morning.
Well, that would be something I would certainly shoot for. I think I even posed that in one of my other emails about doing that. I just want to confirm because, on a Frio, you can ask them to do something and then they do some other shit. Excuse me, they do something else. So I just want to make sure, we're going to look at judges education on Friday morning. And Friday morning meeting 8 a.m.
Yes. I would think.
Yeah, I would think. Is that the first day of shows, Kathy? Friday?
It is now, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you could do 8 a.m. You could even do 7:30. I mean, judges are used to the report time is 7:30. So if you set it up for 7:30, it would still work.
Okay.
And 4 to 6 month puppy is $25.
So we'd want to have at least an entry of 2 just to break even.
Yeah.
Is it worth it? Do we care? I think, by Sunday with 2 shows on, I want to put it out there, but I'm not confident, or I'm not sure that it's really.
Will somebody care? Well, yeah, who will care?
Well,
Or
today we meet.
puppies with toys. I'm not sure what kind of an entry you get. It's not like we're talking about, Dobermans and stuff. I mean, at that point, they're hardly weaned. And we started for a 6-month puppy, we don't get a lot of toys.
I think the other thing is that club members have been wanting us to support juniors more, which we will be doing at the concurrent. And we should probably just keep that emphasis for now, and then we can add 4 to 6 months in a year or 2 or 3, as it seems like the breed's getting a little bit more popular in entries.
I think the other thing too is depending on how far someone's traveling, you got, a real young puppy that you're exposing for what, 3 days?
No, there's a lot of, pros and cons to it, because if we
Yeah.
wait till the last day, you've got a puppy that's been drug around in a crate in a hotel room, driving across country, or, kind of thing, and then to just show once on the last day. So
Yeah,
that's
it's not-
a negative. And then if you're flying, I don't know about the rest of you, but if I'm flying and I'm putting one or squeezing two into a Sherpa bag on a flight, I'm taking the ones that I feel are most competitive. And the
Right.
ones, I wouldn't be taking puppies. So, but I thought I'd ask the question.
Yeah, I think this is Pam. I think what you're hearing is, let's hold off, concentrate on the juniors and look at puppies in the future.
Okay, good.
Sounds like a good plan.
I'm glad to hear that, but again, want to check on that. All right, so I've answered the judge's education I had. And I don't think we'd want to participate in a meet the breeds down there if we're doing judge's education and all this other stuff. Do we? I don't know if they have one.
I've
I don't-
looked, I haven't seen it, but I'm gonna look back. I didn't see it listed in the premium.
No, I don't recall them having one.
Yeah.
But if they do want to support it.
I'll see. I'll get back to you. We'll look.
Okay, all right. And past isn't necessarily the future, but I know Kathy's kind of underwater right now with all these changes that she wasn't anticipating. So let's see. We have identified an individual to be the sweepstakes judge. He is a local judge to San Antonio. He is a licensed AKC judge. It's Robert E. Stein. He said he would love to judge our sweepstakes. He lives in San Antonio, so we have no travel expenses. I don't know what he would charge us to do the sweepstakes.
Yeah, I'm not sure that he would charge us.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but Linda happened to have a conversation with him at their club meeting there, because the San Antonio Club coordinates with the Kerrville Kennel Club to put on our show last weekend. And she was asking around for suggestions, and he raised his hand and said he'd love to do it.
I think that paying a sweepstakes judge is really pushing. I think he should be expected to do it for free.
Yeah, and I think he's probably would, is my guess.
I think Robert would. Sweepstakes are usually offered to judges needing the sweepstakes, but I mean, I know him. He's very, very kind. I would be very loving on him and offer him to come to the show and give him a nice little gift or whatever, and that's it.
Okay. All right, making a note. Okay. So my next step is to get a hold of the Garden Inn and talk to Melissa down there one more time and get at least a draft of the contract. She said for the hotel, she said they don't really do contracts a year in advance, more than a year in advance, but I told her I wanted a copy of their template so I could present it to the board so we can look over it and see whether or not there were any concerns in it. I know, having worked at Coors with, hotels, and they have their standard contracts and they're not willing to give too much on, the fine print, if you will. But I do want to try to get a lock in as soon as possible on a room rate. I will tell you that when Linda and I spent not once, but twice in July and again in I think it was October, driving around all the hotels down there and checking on rates and whatnot. The Hilton Garden Inn was the least expensive. It was in the, I think, 130 range for a room. The only one that was really dog friendly, and unless we went to some questionable hotels, and none of the questionable ones had the facilities we were looking for, whereas they have a bar and a banquet facility for us. So I will push forward with that piece. And I'm going to guess 25 rooms is adequate to ask to be set aside for us, or your thoughts on something different?
But we've always sold at least that.
Yeah,
I think the way that I did it, when we did it, Kathy, is we had our number of rooms or whatever, and if you didn't book them by a certain date, then those rooms went away. They went back to the hotel.
Second turn, Lily.
So that's how I would do it.
Should I ask for 30?
I don't think it would hurt.
Yeah, better to have more than not enough,
Okay,
because we can always release them.
yeah. All right, well, I look at my notes from when we met with her, and I put down 25 to 30, so I'll tell her 30. So I'll make sure.
just make sure that you don't they don't want you to fill
Guarantee
all 30 and that you can release them.
Yeah,
Right,
I've had some of them, it's like, well, you have to fill at least 92% or whatever. Or there's
Right.
or there's an additional charge, so.
right. Okay, well, I'm gonna ask for a release date and make sure we publish that and everything. I'm
Right.
certainly hoping for, you know, a good turnout because it's very central from the southeast and the southwest, which is, you know, pretty much where the bulk of Athens are these days. So I'm hoping that we'll have a good turnout for that. Let's see, I did report out that I have ordered materials to make boutonnieres. I want to pre-order them, but I am going to have samples available, boutonnieres and corsages, which will be for people to wear the day of the national and also at the banquet. And one of the things that we have an artist working on, it happens to be the lady who is Linda's niece-in-law, I'll call it. I want to see if I can make this bigger. She is the one that did the statues for the national in Indiana. Those of you who are there, remember those beautiful statues that were trophies?
Yeah.
So we're working with her. This is I'll call it a charm or a medallion design that we're working on. That will be on the corsage and the boutonniere, as well as some other items. We are, it is the ACA emblem on basically a diamond. That can then be worn as a charm on a bracelet or actually on a necklace. So this is a design that we're working with. So if you can imagine a yellow rose of Texas with the Texas bluebonnets. I had to order ribbon for 60th anniversary to put on that with this little thing basically dangling on it. So we will sell these for cost plus. We'll find out, and we can do a laser etching on the back that says ACA Nationals on it. I know it might be in reverse for you. I'm not sure what you're seeing. And there is one that has glitter on it, so it sparkles more. So those are the right now what we're working on. We hope to pre-order these things so that we're not buying stuff we don't need. The minimum order quantity for these items is 50. And they are at 50, they're $4 a piece. And I've been able to get the flowers for basically $1 a stem in that range. And I will make these myself, being taught by my sister how to do it because she does these for weddings and such. And so there's no labor cost, it'd just be materials, and we will come up with a price point that is reasonable. And I will, like I said, I'll have samples, but not the charm because we have to order those. And I don't want to order anything that we haven't got a confirmed order quantity for. Because the minimum, like I said, is you have to order 50 as a minimum. But that is progressing, and Linda is working on her list of trophies for all 5 shows. And I think that's pretty much it.
Okay, doke. Thanks, Kathy. That's great. It looks like it's coming right along. So, once we get through with the period, then you'll be running with all 4 legs on the ground. And always ask for any help because that's what people are out here for. Sunshine
Absolutely.
Committee, we have a report from Judy.
Yes, we did receive a report from Judy for this
Okay,
month. And I can't.
okay.
I just have to
3
find
cards.
Okay.
it.
Okay, no report from Sherry Galligan. And ad hoc committees, specialty manual, we have nobody in charge of that yet. Thank you. Let's see, standing rules. Doug, do you have anything for us?
Yeah, I'm not going to set any goals for dates because it seems I just can't get there. But
Sure.
I have did get all finished up reviews of the newsletters other than the one that just came out, and have cataloged all of the board motions and all that stuff. That's done. I finished going through what Jackie Stacy sent, found a copy of the policy procedure document that I think is the business rules that she kept referring to. Oh, and it was originally written by Nancy Baybutt and Terry Graham, and then with updates over the years, with the year that those changes were added or made, and it's an interesting document, but it's not, you know, it's a work, it's more of a memory jog than it is anything else. But have taken that and have folded that into an overall operation handbook format. Once I kind of finish a first draft on that operational format, I would like a team that I can pull together in a Zoom meeting and work through it, right? Just, yeah. Kevin, I'm thinking that you and Paul and I worked pretty well together when we were working on the bylaws, late last year. I don't know if Paul has any appetite for this. But I think I think you'd be a good resource to have on hand. I don't know who else would want. I don't ask Sheila because she's way too busy. Thoughts as to who would be willing to invest the time to slog through paragraph by paragraph, page by page type of a thing. We won't go through the, it'll take several meetings and it'll be iterative. So, but that is an ask that I'll bring that ask back to the board. But if y'all want to be thinking about who's a good person to participate in this, I would appreciate it.
Well, the good thing about what you're saying, Doug, is you've actually found some stuff.
Does it have to be a board member?
No, it doesn't have to be a board member. No.
Okay. All right.
No, I mean, Kathy, Timko, I know, you've probably written more documents than I have over your career. So, I welcome that. Melanie Potter probably be a good person too. I think she's probably has a good background experience. But anyway, I'm just opening that out. I don't want to have more than 2 or 3 people because then it just becomes unwieldy. But a small team to just help make sure we're it is how we're writing it makes sense, and that we're at the right level of detail, but not too detailed, because it's not supposed to be a desktop procedure manual. Pick up the pen in your right hand type thing. But you don't need to capture all those.
Right. Right. Well, it sounds like you've done a great job.
So, I'm not there yet, but yeah, we're getting there. So,
Mhm.
Oh, Doug, I'm happy to pitch in if you need help, so.
cool. Thank you. Kevin, can I?
Yeah, I'll work with you, Doug.
Cool. All right,
Yay.
guys.
There you
Yay.
go.
Cool. All right. I'll let you, I'll be lucky if I get it done by the end of the month and we can pull it up, but hopefully I'm gonna shoot for that because I think that's 3 weeks or 2.5 weeks. So it's getting to that point that I can.
Well, we could even take a look at it when we're in Perry.
Yeah. Yeah. Or we can look at it when we're in Perry. That's a great idea. Okay.
So if it makes you all feel better, you've been blessed. There you go.
There we go. All right. Thank you. Okay. With that, I'm gonna get off the call and go fix dinner.
This guy has that halo. Look at that halo. I'm just,
Yeah,
What?
you got a halo.
Oh, my halo. Oh, yeah.
you have a halo.
No,
I have power. No.
The green screen
Hi, all.
halo.
Yeah, the green
Listening to that
screen.
Scorpion
Hey,
song I've been listening to.
Anybody
Send-
recognize what's in the background?
Star
Yeah.
Trek.
it's a spaceship, something or
I was
another.
gonna say Lost in Space, but
It's the TARDIS from Doctor Who.
Oh,
Really obscure. Okay, all right.
It's like a clean room to me.
That too. All right,
Bye,
guys.
Doug.
Bye.
Bye. As Donna would say, we must move on.
Yeah. Would
All
I say
right.
that?
Yeah. Budget Committee, Sheila, as Sheila has said, she's been busy. She'll work on the Budget Committee stuff. It's on hold right now, so we'll go on to the Awards Committee stuff. Kevin.
yeah, I really need to get Sharon Rafferty and Matt Mullen back together so we can move forward on this. But time just flies really fast, and haven't gotten together yet. So we will make that a priority coming into spring.
And Kevin, have we heard from AKC
On the
about our
awards?
submissions? Yeah.
Yeah, we did get, AKC did make their awards on the submissions that we processed last fall. None of the nominations that we sent forward were what AKC selected.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, we
More
bombed
boogers.
out. Okay. Kevin, bylaws.
So I did see that with the newsletter that came out from Sherry, I think it was yesterday or Monday. I don't know. I don't even know what day it is anymore. That we have a membership roster ready for 2024. So now that we have that, we can select a teller for the vote on the bylaws that we worked on with Doug and Paul, and that you all on the board approved for us to move forward with. So now that we have the membership roster and all the renewals are complete, we can process the vote. So I will be looking for a teller, and we'll get that vote moving, and there are new bylaws in place.
Is
Hopefully.
it possible that we can have the vote done by Perry?
I don't think it will be done that fast.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
wish it was possible, but I don't think so.
what?
No.
What vote?
The vote on the bylaws, Donna.
We have to have the membership
Oh, the bylaw. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay.
bylaws that we worked up last fall, but we haven't
Okay.
got to the point where we have a teller selected to process that vote per the existing bylaw.
Right.
We have to do it by snail mail.
Yes, it has to be done by snail mail. Okay. So I'm glad to hear that that's been done, that AKC is behind us on that. Now we just got to have the membership approval, and then we will be ready to send that back for final approval with AKC, and that would be it. That is correct, Kevin?
That's correct.
Okay, very good. Old business.
No, nominating committee,
I'm sorry.
nominating committee.
Cameron,
Yes.
that's probably my fault. I didn't point out that your agenda didn't have it.
My agenda has it on new business.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
We're not there yet.
okay.
Okay, old business. I had the floor open to discuss any last minute items, which I believe that Sheila has covered for us, so we can go down to the judge's priority card that we've been working on. I sent everybody an email with samples about how the industry is done. And also an example of what Doug and Donna had put together for us to possibly use. Everybody get a chance to look at that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, send it out to everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't remember what the dollar figure we had to print that was. I think we went up to $175 at the last meeting. Does anybody recall what that dollar figure was?
I
We
want to
have
say
to
it
go-
was $200, Cameron, but I'd have to go back and look at some old minutes.
Yeah, we'd have to go back and look. I don't think it's gonna cost that at all, because what I had quoted at the time, back in November, I believe was like $113. But I'm sure it's gonna go up. And because I'm also adding another photo to it, we want the face shot and the profile. So that's what we're looking at there. So, we need some board discussion on what you guys, want to do with this.
well, if it's supposed to be kind of a cheat sheet for the judges, you know, I think it needs to be pretty short and pithy, i.e., you know, bullet points of what we consider to be the most definitive traits of the breed. Anything that gets too lengthy, you know, they just have a limited amount of time to look at stuff. I mean, if they want to read, they'll just go back, they'll go to their books and go back to the standard. So I thought the purpose of the cards was basically that they can just kind of grab it and say, okay, those are the 5, 6, 8, whatever key points I
Well,
need
there's
to be
more than
looking
that.
for. Well, there 9, I believe, but you know, that they can just look at that. You know,
That basically is what they're for.
yeah, and you don't want too much detail in it because they're not. Actually, they don't have the time to read it.
Well, bullet points aren't detailed.
Pardon?
So I'm not, Cameron, I'm not sure what you're proposing. Do we have a mock-up of the card with the two photos, or?
The mock-up of the card
'Cause
is.
I thought we
the
talked
bullet-
about trying to get a Belge.
No, that was your suggestion, but we weren't trying to do color.
It
on
wasn't
the-
my suggestion. We were talking about that at the last board meeting. Somebody, face shot, and somebody brought it up that a Belge would show the face, because the monkey dog is a face. So to bring up the eyes and whatever is to get a good
I did send that
face shot of
picture.
a colored Affin picture.
I sent that picture to Cameron for the
Okay.
Belge picture.
Hey, Matt,
Okay,
I never
good.
got it. I never got one. I never did get a
Oh.
picture, Matt.
I will send it again then.
Yeah, please do.
Thank you, Matt.
Please do.
And then the
we
body
just-
on that one, the prototype, I thought that's from the standard. Did we decide to use that one or the picture that you had sent us?
No, the picture that's on the standard is not the one we were gonna use. What I sent you
Okay,
was
good.
what I sent you today was a copy of the back of the illustrated standard, because that is the layout of the bullet points that we were going to use. I also sent you a copy of the layout that Donna put together and Doug put together that they suggested
And
that
Matt
we
said.
use. So that's why
'Cause
we're
Matt-
talking about it. What are we going to do?
Change the gate. Yeah, because the bullet points we have now are combination of the gate and being more clear on the gate. We did it more professional as far as punctuation, and then made minor changes to the gate.
Yeah, but-
Sound gate tracking 4 square but converging with speed.
Mhm.
And then the harsh coat, shaggy but neat, not wiry, and maybe black, gray, silver, red, Belgian, black, and tan.
Mhm.
Because we run into judges who don't accept or don't like or don't understand that they can be a different color than black.
But that is not the salient points that we identify.
That is a salient point. The color is a
isn't.
salient point.
If I can finish, Donna.
I'm sorry.
It is not a salient point that we have identified on the back of the illustrated standard to be the most important parts of judging of our breed. So you have asked me to get a hold of Jackie and talk to her about that as well, and adding the prominent lip. And she agrees that that's what we should do, and not bring in additional information from inside the illustrated standard, because when she comes back, she wants to be able to go into the illustrated standard and make any corrections, which we know we need inside the illustrated standard. So this is a very concise, a very short, a very brief look at it and go judge your dogs type situation. And that's why I sent you those examples that how it's done by other breeds. And it's very short, very, very short.
Okay, so
I
what
have
you're
a question.
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, you finish. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Matt.
Well, I have a question. What was the origin of this idea? Is this something that AKC was asking? I just can't remember. Is this something AKC was asking parent clubs to do?
No, it is not. It's what parent clubs do. And we haven't got one. We don't have anything to pass out at Judges Education. So it's where it's coming from Judges Education.
Okay.
I mean,
I'll be honest. I realize that. I mean, I guess for Judges Education, like after a seminar, it'd be nice to have like the takeaway with the important points. So okay, I think I was just misunderstanding what we were doing. Yeah, I think it's great for a pass out after a seminar. I don't know that I really like it as an idea. Okay, I'll be honest. I don't really like it as an idea for judges to be able to. I mean, a lot of them are going to not really read the standard again very closely because they have the key points from our breed standard. And I'll be honest, I think that we are getting way too many all breed judges who are not really great at, very many breeds. I mean, it is happening. It keeps happening, and everybody knows that it's becoming a problem. There are people who should not be judging Affin pinchers, for example, who have become approved. So I don't really know that I want to support cheat sheets for a judge. I want judges to, you know what I mean? Like, I understand for a seminar takeaway, so they have the key points from the seminar. As long as it's not like we're giving somebody a crux to use to become a judge. You know what I mean?
Well,
like we're kind of making it an easier route for people to judge them, but I would rather they just become, real experts in the breed and then judge them based on that.
Yeah,
Because it is happening. I mean, if any of us who have shown to somebody who's been approved, I mean, not anyone, but several judges, and maybe people in Athens have realized it. In Aussies, it happens all the time. We show it to judges who clearly, the newer way to become approved for judges, and I don't understand it because I'm not a judge, I've never gone through this process, but there's just people that are collecting breed after breed after breed. So it is nice that they'll have really the key components of the breed, but I would rather we know people are becoming experts before they're approved to judge them. I'm a little bit sensitive about this. I've told other people, but I showed it to a judge recently. It was my Belge bitch that won in Orlando. She gave me the breed, and she thought I was showing her a Brussels Griffon.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, which is the most horrifying
Matt,
thing that's happened. So I may be overly sensitive to it now, but I mean, really, we should be doing something to make sure we're making people real experts, and that the real experts are the ones that are being approved for the breed, because it's a big problem.
So Matt, I hear you, and I'm sensitive to the fact that there are judges who are definitely color biased. For example, Dennis McCoy, rest in peace, he withheld on my red male just because he was red. And
Sure.
we need to have this cheat sheet out there, not just because it's what other clubs are doing also, but because we need to have a crib note basically for judges. There's judges that are judging, and just like you said, they're collecting their breeds to get approval so they can become as in demand as other judges that are already out there. And their their cheat sheets they consist of index cards that have DQs on them, or things to look for that are false. And that's all they look at. They don't even
Okay.
open their book of standards at all. That's all they have on their table is their index cards with or even just slips of paper, really, that just have faults and DQs. And that's all they have. If they ever have any questions about what to look for, that's all they look back at. They never open that book of standards that they have.
Yeah, they don't
And
have
I
time.
see
to
that
read
all
it.
the
They're
time
never
as a
open.
steward. Go ahead, Ken.
Well, I have been in the ring when judges have read the actual standard. And those are probably the good judges. Because I mean, okay, not that we made any mistakes on our card, but like, in my opinion, had we published it with the original wording, now everyone in this call, I think we all agree and we understand and know what we're talking about. But because there were such small changes made to words, it then becomes interpreted differently to somebody else. And so anyway.
But I don't see that because there's judges out there that might only want to look at DQs or faults, and they're not going to be actually looking at their breed standard. I don't think that's a reason to not want to do these laminated cards. I think that these laminated cards are useful, and they do highlight the most important features. These are positive things that we want judges to look at in the breed that we care about, which is the Affenpinscher. We want them to focus on the most important things, being the face, the pouty lip, the round eyes, they're properly spaced apart, the length of the muzzle. We want them to look at not just the head, we want them to look at the fact that this is supposed to be a sturdy breed with proper bone density and a proper gait and a square build. We want them to look at those things that are important about the Affenpinscher, and not just the things that are DQs or faults. We don't even have any DQs in this breed, but we want them to look at those things. And we don't want them to ignore everything else. We don't want them to look at the dog that's over-angulated and moving quickly around the ring and being flashy or being over-groomed either. So I think this is an important tool that our judges education folks can use. And if we have it, it's just one more tool in the toolbox. So I think that's reason for us to promote it and have it.
This is Pam. One of the things that is in there, and I just wanted to double check again. And as someone who works in judges education and judges Affenpinschers and answers lots and lots of questions from other exhibitors. In fact, David and I had 5 different judges this weekend ask us about Affenpinschers and specifically coat. And I don't know where the wording "not wiry" came from. It's not in the standard that I could find anywhere. We are getting soft, not harsh coats, which are, in my personal opinion, overly groomed. This should be a shaggy but neat breed. And so I don't know where the "not wiry" came from. In my opinion, it doesn't belong.
Oh, it's in our standard, Pam.
No,
If you read inside, it says not
right
wiry.
now. That word is not in there.
It is. I'm reading it right now. The shoulders and body coat is coarse and harsh in texture, not wiry. It's on page 8, page 10. The cape that covers the short muscular neck, that's the sentence after it, but it says not wiry in our standard.
Well, I'm looking at the AKC standard and not wiry is not in it. It may be in the.
Well, it's in our standard.
No,
I don't know where it came from, but somebody put it in there.
Donna,
Yeah, but it's not in the standard.
it's not in the
It's in our
standard.
standard.
Donna,
No.
Donna, listen, it's in the illustrated standard. It's not the standard.
Illustrated standard. It is not in the AKC.
AKC standard, and so that's what we go by.
right, it's the AKC standard.
And the,
Okay,
and
so
the
what?
wording-
So our
my point is, Donna, my
was
point
written
is,
incorrectly.
No, what?
that
it-
is an error. And my point is
Okay.
saying not, let me finish, saying not wiry, we are getting lots and lots of soft coats awarded.
Okay, let me, Donna, if you look in the very
Okay.
front of the illustrated standard, it says, please note, it says the typeface will change throughout this publication to indicate. And what you're talking about in wiry, it's in italicized. It says interpretations is what that means. And so it was the interpretation of the people that put this together about how they interpreted the standard, but the word wiry is not in our standard. So that is one of those things, just like on the dog that has the box around it. It is incorrect. And those are things
Okay.
that need to be
Cool. Okay.
repaired in this illustrated standard. And that's what Jackie was talking about, is that there are
Okay.
things throughout this that unfortunately, we're having to deal with it. And, it's a nice book and it's nicely put together, but there are flaws.
I think one of the things too is people's definition. If Pam, you're bringing up when they say not wiry, what it just said is a lot of people define wiry as harsh, and so if you say not wiry, then that's probably where you're ending up with the soft. Is that, a valid point?
That's what I'm hearing from
Yeah,
those.
yeah, because wiry to me means it's harsh. And even if let's say I have a wire coat, I'm trying to think of something that's got long hair, but it's wire coat. I should still be able to grab that coat in my hand, and it's going to be harsh in my hand. But some people don't read it that way.
Well, and not
You
everybody,
convinced me,
like
I'm
you
fine.
say, not everybody has the same understanding of the same word and the same definition. And
Yeah, it
Right.
confuses it. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
cool.
yeah,
No, I like the harsh. I mean, that kind of says it all.
It's
Yeah, it
kind of
does.
like the difference between a care carrier and a wire fox. One's
Right,
muted,
yeah.
one harsh.
right. So that's just an area that, again, there's a flaw there. It's a really minor word flaw that needs to be fixed at some point in the standard, and that's what Jackie's talking about. And like I say, and Pam will tell you, every time we do a presentation, every single time, we have to address the box on page 4 because it is wrong.
And I also have to address the not wiry. I can tell you right now. So I really don't want
I'm
that
cool.
on a card.
Yeah,
I'm
so
good.
Yeah, so I agree with Pam. We shouldn't. I mean, it's kind of the same as we all understand, but it's kind of like with the movement saying it really needs to be the wordage from the breed standard, because judges aren't judging off of the illustrated breed standard. So Pam, are you saying that I can't remember now, on the card it says the not wiry thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that part needs to be taken off. Although this kind of goes to my point. So we almost sent something out saying not wiry, which isn't really what we mean.
right.
So I don't know about judges judging off of these little cards, but all right, I guess we're doing it.
Well, the thing is that the newer judges, I mean, what they do is they take these, they're in their standards book, and they look at them real quick. So they know the salient points that they're going to be judged against basically by the rep, because they're going to be having reports to do in the afternoon, and they better cover the major salient points that the parent club is talking about that's important for their breed. And that's what's on the back of our illustrated standard that we as an Aphid Pincher Club have identified. I think this was back in the day. I think Jude Daly is one of the persons that helped put this together. But this is what they came up with at that time, and we've had it ever since.
I think, this is Pam again. I think it's important to realize that everybody's going to use this card differently. First of all, it's only going to be useful to those who are in the ring judging. And so it's very important that it be correct and succinct. And that's why the minute you start adding on, you end up with more interpretation as opposed to the KISS principle, I guess you should say.
Right.
Right.
I'm not, so what are we now, since we take Wari out, so now what are we disputing on the card?
Well, I don't have, my screen won't let me bring up your,
I don't think we can make a definitive decision on it tonight. I think what we can do is take the comments that several people have made and mock it up and send it out again and see if we have more of a consensus, yes, to send it out. I think as a judge, I find it very helpful because if you're judging a lot of breeds, you forget or mistake or whatever. So it's kind of like it just, square, level top line, monkey-like expression, just bing, bing, bing. If you're doing dachshunds, you want a wraparound front, you want a long keel, you want a level top line, bing, bing, bing. If you're doing Australian Shepherds, which I don't do, so I don't have any words for it, but I bet you Matt can come up with 5 or 6 things, bing, 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 that if you don't have those, you don't have the breed. And that's what we're looking.
well, the way, and also Pam, the way it's done by AKC, whenever they help you write the standards, because you do it, they have to approve it. The topic is always first. So the substance is whatever it is. The top line, it says top line and whatever it is. The eyes, and then whatever it is. So it's not in sentence form, which is what Donna and Doug tried to do, which I understand, but that's just not the way that the industry does the standards nor these cards. That's not how the judges learn it. And
Well,
it's a quick
well,
reference.
Cameron,
Yeah.
Cameron, one point I want to make, just because this card was not Donna and Doug. We took recommendations from the last meeting we had and just tried to make it as somebody's suggestion to be more professional and good language, I guess. I mean, if you want to, if you guys, wait, just hear me out. If you want to use the back of our illustrated standard and then put your whatever pictures you may choose, that's fine. It's the club's decision, but no, I mean, it wasn't like we're trying to dictate what you have to do. I mean, if you want to do the back of the standard and the pictures you want to select, that's good. We're cool.
Okay, Donna, I understand what you're saying. I also understand what you tried to do, which is good. I'm not saying that it's bad at all.
Well, we
I'm
did it at
saying-
the with the club at and what the board asked us to do. What I didn't do it. What Doug just tried to punctuate it, make it look nice and read.
Yeah, but it doesn't follow the industry and what the industry does. And like you said before, we should be different. And it's not going to hurt to be different, but it does. So I think we have to conform to the industry and how they do it. And no, it's not in English form. It's not in formal language. It's in technical writing, and that's the way that they do it.
Kathy here, if I could comment. One of the things I learned at Procter & Gamble all these years ago when doing a slide presentation was 6 by 6. No more than 6 bullets on a slide, no more than 6 words per line. So if I'm interpreting what I'm hearing here, is that's kind of what you're looking for. This is a 6 by 6 card, 6 bullets, maybe more, but no more than 6 words per line, because otherwise it's too busy and people can't scan it quickly.
That's the point right there, I believe, Kathy, is it's scanning it quickly and going back to judging. For those who need it. I mean, it's obviously like Matt says, it's because honestly, and I agree, it's because those judges really don't know their breeds.
Well, and I would also contend that you have some judges who've been at it for a long time that are used to not seeing color in the ring, that hold a prejudice against color, whether it's beige, red, or silver. I also don't think they're used to seeing prick ears in the ring. And I think just because I've traveled so much showing these dogs over the last almost 20 years, that I think when you get something that is not that standard black dog with a drop ear, that the vast majority of judges don't know what they're looking at. Hence the, I thought I'm judging a Brussels Griffon comment, you know, that Matt ran into, and I ran into it with when I was showing Judy. So I personally, if we're going to do a card, I think color and ears should be on it because there are those variations out there. And I also am concerned that we have judges who've been around and doing things for 20 or 30 years who need a remedial lesson on what an AFN looks like.
Well, and you know why the recertification test has come out? It's not so you learn your breeds, it's so you learn how to run your ring. And there's judges that are having a hard time passing that test because they don't know the procedure.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate, but that's why that's out there. The same thing, Kathy, whenever you have a dog, and our dogs are 9.5 to 11.5, right? Whenever you have a dog in the ring that's, let's say, 9.5 inches tall or 10 inches tall, and your other dogs are 11 to 11.5 inches tall, then you've got the short dog. So there's got to be something wrong with that dog because it's too short. And
Yeah.
judges really
Or
do
too big.
judge that way.
Yeah. And as a side note, in the Akita standard, it puts proportions. It says dogs are 9 to 10, bitches are 9 to 11. So when you're looking at updating that with the box, I personally feel we need something more definitive like that instead of just saying bitches may be longer. And I think it's really helpful to provide some quantification of what does maybe longer look like.
That's not what the standard says.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
No, it
It says,
doesn't
that-
define
there's-
it. It just says
it
may.
says
longer.
bitches may be longer.
Yes. It doesn't say how much or anything.
That I know, that's why I'm saying I think we need to quantify it. If we're going to update the standard,
Can't quantify it unless we change the standard.
Right.
which I thought you guys were discussing about changing. the
No,
standard.
No, we're just talking about the cards based on the current standard.
No,
Okay.
we are not talking about changing.
Well, when you're talking about the wiring phase clause that's in the current standard,
No,
It isn't in the
Kathy,
standard.
The standard.
It's not in the AK, it's not in the
I understand.
AKC standard, it's in our breed standard, but not
Oh,
AKC.
it's in the
With
illustrated
probably,
Illustrated standard.
I
Correct,
know.
it's in the illustrated.
one standard.
Okay, so I'm just coming from the fact that I spent quite a bit of time with Jackie going through that illustrated standard and working on the wording for the judge's education presentation last year and the year before. So I've been through the illustrated standard with a fine-tooth comb. So I know the words, the bitches may be longer is in there. I know the dimensions are not. I'm saying the Akitas have that. And I think we should have that if we're going to update the standard. I understand you're saying it's not in the one, the interpretation. In the
Not what
text.
we're discussing. We're not discussing.
I
change.
understand. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll shut up. Never mind.
yeah, we're not discussing the standard at all. We're talking about the illustrated standard. And the illustrated
All right.
standard is an interpretation of the standard is what it is, and there are some
have-
errors.
I have a question on point of order. This old business topic is about the laminated card for the judges, and we've
Right.
been discussing the illustrated standard ad nauseum, and we're going into a 8:45 almost
Oh,
on the
God.
East Coast. And we still have a few items to discuss on old business and items on new business. So the point of this topic is about the laminated card. Are we discussing the contents of the card or the purchase of the card?
Why don't we just defer this and we can discuss it at the National in Perry? When we can have maybe some mock-ups made to look at. Or some illustrations of other breeds that have this type of thing. And do it that way. I think discussing it further tonight, I agree with you, Kevin, is a moot point.
All
I
right,
agree.
so let's table this and let's move on.
All right.
Let's see, where are we now? Meet the breeds priority event. Meet the breeds funding. It's just here as a placeholder because we don't have the information to deal with that until Sheila can get, through the stuff that she's doing.
Yes.
Meet the Breeds Committee setting a vision. I believe that is also just a placeholder continuing.
Yes.
The New
Yes, it
Hampshire
is.
House Bill 1102, the outcome of the brachycephalic breeds, that thing that happened up, it was October, November. Paul and I both handled that. And the outcome, which has just happened, they've just had their hearing finally. It had been postponed. But it was directed to us initially by Stacy Ober from the AKC. But the hearing was actually presided with Angel Ferrari. And we came out on top and the bill was squashed.
Good.
So that's a really good thing. It went for about 4.5 hours. I believe it was 4.5 hours. 4.5 hours. And some of the reports that were done by veterinarians on the other side was appalling on some of the things that they were saying about how, as breeders, you're out there to breed something that has a birth defect, and you're calling it an AKC dog. And what you're doing is you're just really breeding birth defects is what you're doing. Well, that wasn't the point at all. So anyway, thank God, long story short, that is behind us. And congrats to the many, many people who got involved into this and sent in letters and showed up at the trial itself in New Hampshire. So there we go.
I think it's important for the board and perhaps even pointed out to the membership, Paul's role in taking the F and pincher off of AKC's brachycephalic breed list.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was tremendous, and he jumped right on that as soon as he heard that was the case. He got on it and got that removed immediately.
And that
Yeah.
was huge. And
Huge, very huge.
And they're still fighting it over in Europe, but I guess that fight's going to continue. AKC Outstanding Sportsmanship Award. Kevin, you have that.
So we did receive a call for and actually it's not a call for nominations. I misspoke. So AKC offered an opportunity for us to give this award at our will. All we have to do is ask them to give us the medallion, and we can award that at our leisure. So if we would like to award a AKC Outstanding Sportsmanship Award, I have the email for that and the point of contact at AKC. So if we would like to make that award to a member of the African Pincher Club of America, there's no criteria from AKC for what that constitutes. We just have to decide if there's someone that we would like to recognize as an outstanding sportsman in the African Pincher Club of America, and then give that award. And I think with the national coming up, that if I can swing it, then I can reach out to AKC and request the materials, and then we can make that award at the national if we so choose to do that.
I think we did it at the banquet one year, which is a nice place to do it.
And we also, in the past, we have asked for members that, just we've sent it to the membership and said, is there someone that you'd like to nominate? And there is, AKC does have a sportsmanship, what is it called? Code of sportsmanship or something?
Yeah.
and we publish that and then ask for nominations from the membership. It's not always
Okay,
been a
so-
board thing. It's, yeah.
Yeah, I can ask Sherry to send out a blast to the membership with the code of sportsmanship attached and ask for solicit nominations, and I can do that
Yeah.
tomorrow. And we can go from that and then try and get that settled before the specialty, national
Good.
specialty.
I'll see if I still have what was, because I did it once when I was corresponding secretary. I sent it to Sherry. I'll see if I still have that, and I'll send it to you if I do.
Who's been awarded it?
I can't remember.
The last one was, I want to say, Linda, and then
That's what I was thinking,
Lisa.
Linda. Yeah.
Linda, Lisa, I think Lisa Carpenter. AKC has a list. They have a list on their website.
Well, Donna,
Oh,
I
thank
think
you.
you were awarded it when we were
Yeah.
in Indiana.
Oh, yeah. But AKC does have a list on their website of who's been awarded it.
Yeah, Kevin, idea, I don't know how
And
many.
I'm not sure what it's under, but I know it's there.
I don't know how many recommendations each member should be able to submit, but I would think that, just submit one that you think would be deserving of the Outstanding Sportsmanship Award, and just have
Okay.
them submit one name.
I think we've had a
And-
couple in the past, and I think the board then decides. I mean, if there's more than one submitted, the board decides who gets it by vote.
Okay.
So I think
Is
in the
this board
past, there
okay
have
with-
been people. Yeah.
Is this board okay with doing concurrences by email so we can move this along expeditiously?
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's what we've done before and it works nicely.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Thanks, Kevin. 2026 specialty proposals
Wait.
by Kevin.
Cameron, am I supposed to report on the nominating committee?
You
Yeah.
would. Yeah, let's go back up there real quick. Let's give us a status report.
Yeah. So the committee has met twice. We have reached out to individuals on the board, current board, as well as other ones that were recommended. And we're getting fairly close. I have to answer some questions and do some phone calls with some folks that have expressed interest. But we're on track to have the March 31st deadline met. I did note in the newsletter that just came out that they said to contact me by March 28th. If anybody else is interested, which kind of pushes us, close to that March 31st deadline to have a list to the board. I'm kind of, I'm sort of surprised.
Okay, it doesn't, by bylaws, it doesn't go to the board. It's supposed to go to the reporting secretary.
Right.
Well, he's on the board.
The slate of nominees from. But I'm just saying.
It goes to Kevin.
Okay.
No, it goes to the recording secretary, and then it has to be, the slate has to go out to the membership by April 1st, on or before.
Right, but I'm just commenting that
Okay.
in the newsletter, there was
It said that, yeah.
it said that to get, to let me know by the 28th of March. So, I guess some concern is if we identify individuals for the slate prior to the 28th of March, are we not enabling people, the membership that we have not personally reached out to not have an opportunity to say, I'm interested? Because
If you finish it before the 28th, you're done. Whenever you're done and you feel you've done a good job, you're done.
okay,
You
I
get
just
it?
I don't want there to be any flack because somebody calls me on the 28th and says, I'm interested. We've
Yeah.
already,
Well, it sounds
They
like a
have the-
personal problem to me.
Well, they
But
have,
wait that long.
they have the ability to run from the floor. That's in the bylaws. And
okay,
so if that's what they would like to do, then they would have to go that route. But Kathy, you were to run your
Not on the
committee and
floor,
do your
it's
job.
like-
And once you're done, then you're done and you turn it over to Kevin. And
okay,
Kevin then has to have it out to the membership at that point.
okay. I just want to make sure I highlight that because in case something comes up, the board
Yeah.
is, okay? So I want to do that. I also want to make a side comment that in that section on the responsibilities of the nominating committee, there is a specific paragraph related to the AKC delegate. And it says it's for a 2-year term and it's voted on by the membership, but it is not clearly written in there whether or not the nominating committee is supposed to solicit someone for that role or if the board or somebody else does it. But it is in that section. So we did go ahead and reach out to Letitia, and she did say she'd be willing to stay on. I just want to point that out as you're looking at updating the bylaws. I think there needs to be a clarification as to whether or not that is the role of the nominating committee, or is that something that the board does to identify an individual?
Okay.
Because
I don't
it doesn't
remember if we
specify.
actually addressed- Thanks for bringing that up, Kathy. I don't remember if we actually addressed that when we reviewed the bylaws, but I'll have to take a look.
Yeah, I just want to make sure it's clear because we were confused as to whether or not we should do it or not. And we went ahead and did it just because we were working on the slate and this should be on the slate.
Sure.
And that's all I got.
Mhm. Yeah, it's the AKC delegate is not on the board. The AKC delegate has a committee position. So we have to take a look at that and make sure that we're good there. All right, thanks, Kathy. Kevin?
Okay, for tomorrow, or this 2026 National Specialty, I did send out a proposal for Timonium, Maryland, and this would be in conjunction with the Chesapeake Toy Dog Fanciers, which is on a Friday. They have two shows on one day. I just looked it up for this year. They have 2 shows on one day. On Friday, it's with the combined specialties. I can't remember the full name of it, but they have multiple breed specialties on Friday. And then on Saturday and Sunday, it's the Baltimore County Kennel Club. And that's the all breed show there at the Maryland Fairgrounds. And what I was thinking was we could do a concurrent specialty as we have been doing as of late. So we could get our junior specific African Pinscher or junior showmanship meets in for the junior handlers, and then do a designated specialty on Saturday. And we could also do a support entry on Sunday if that's something that we still want to do. It would be a tight weekend, and with me just realizing that the Chesapeake Toy Dog Fanciers are doing 2 shows on one day already, we might want to consider doing a it'd be an independent specialty, possibly on Thursday. I know that we could probably do something in a hotel ballroom perhaps, or find another way to do a independent specialty in conjunction with this.
You want to do the 27 in Phoenix? Or Palm Springs?
Are you talking to somebody else?
Yeah. All right. Hold on. I think that's good. I think that's good to look for because we're in Texas, and then we can go back there. And I mean, we don't have anybody else that stepped up yet, but I think that's a great idea.
Mhm.
And then I think we need to move West Young Man for 27.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll get our bylaws amended and we can get out of the time frame trap that we're in right now, so that we can look at having Palm Springs possibly for a national in January.
Well, I think hopefully we're going to be done by then. We're going to be done this year, I would hope.
I would
That
hope
would
so
be-
too.
Absolutely. I mean, we're through the most of it. You guys have done a lot of work and gotten it to the point that it is. So now if it goes to the membership, if the membership approves the changes, which I don't know why they wouldn't, and then all we have to do is send it back to AKC for the final stamp of approval, we're done.
And I can tell you that by 27, if we get that done, Palm Springs would love to have us, and if they wouldn't, there are shows in Oklahoma, in Arizona that would. We've had a lot of support for our supported entries in Palm Springs, and as I said, we've already had people on the West Coast who don't even have show dogs that are involved in Athens that are very supportive of us having the national and stuff out there. And we already have trophy donations for 25 for our supported and our concurrent. So keep that in mind. One other thing, before you adjourn, the future meeting dates, May 14th, 7 o'clock. That's Westminster Best in Show on TV. So we might want to look at adjusting that.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay.
But we don't need to decide it tonight. Just I wanted to just.
No, we can. We know we've got to change it. So let's just get it done.
We want to go a week later.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would work.
All right. Just look. That'll be the 21st, May 21st.
Right.
I'll be home by then.
Yeah, May 21st. Okay. Excellent. Thanks, Pam. I wouldn't have even thought about that.
Well, and because we're on West Coast time now, I can still do the board meeting and then drive 3 blocks to the Scottsdale meeting.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, very good. We got a lot done. Thanks, everybody, and we will see you in Perry, Georgia.
Oh, we need a motion.
Oh,
We need a motion. That's all we need. Motion
I'm
to,
a-
Cameron, you don't need a motion. Just ask if there's any further business. If there's no further business.
okay, any further business from anybody? Nope. Okay, we have a motion and we're out of here.
You can
I
just.
move we adjourn.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you for having me.
Night all.
Thanks,
All right.
Kathy.
You, Karen.
thank you, Kathy.
Thank you. Bye-bye.